Okay. Good morning and welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. It's my morning live stream that is being broadcast around the world. And what I mean by that is that I have over 24 countries that have called in or texted in, as well as the United States, all 50 U.S. states. And I'm here to help you with what I call the child protection system. The child protection system is found in every county in every state. It has variable names. It could be the Department of Children and Family Services, or it could be the Child Protection Services, or the Department of Children's Services, or even the word called cabinet. But to make it simple, I just use the abbreviation CPS, meaning all child protection systems. Whether found in the United States or worldwide, I'm here to help you with your matter. It's hard in this world to get help. It costs money. If you're behind in doing your taxes, you got to pay someone to help you. It's a very frustrating time. Time is money, money is time, as they say. But you've encountered this entity that you know nothing about. And they've interrupted, they come into your life and interrupt your family. They appear at a door, and you forgot the golden rule that you don't open the door to strangers. So you open the door, and in walks in a social worker representing the child protection system in that county, in that state, along with a half a dozen law enforcement. Now, why is the law enforcement there, and why do they need so many? Well, the law enforcement is there to protect the social worker from harm. But it's also an intimidation factor that the social worker uses to intimidate people and then start ordering them to do all kinds of things. We're going to inspect your home. We're here to inquire, and you're guilty, by the way. You see, anytime a reporter, who is usually a professional or a layperson, calls in and reports abuse or neglect, then the CPS takes it seriously. The child protection system takes it seriously. And right away, they assume you're guilty. It's the only legal matter that you're guilty until you're proven innocent. Every other court of law, you're innocent till you're proven guilty. So, with that being said, it is a hard thing to deal with because they come into your life and they're at your home and they're asking you questions, and you didn't know that you don't have to talk to them. They also ask you for your child, and you know you don't have to give it to them, but you do. You do all this because you were told the government is a respectful entity, one that you need to follow. But like everything else in life, you kind of learned the hard way. And I'm really sorry that you have that case that you deal with. And that's where I come in. Now, I think it's important that you know that I cannot give legal advice because I'm not an attorney or a lawyer. So the advice I give is for educational purposes only. It's for you to deal with your case as best you can because 99% of the time you're low income. People with income are not going to tune in to me because they'll hire an attorney and the attorney will get them out of the situation. But I've talked to over 2,800 people, and the majority of the people have one thing in common. They're low income. And being low income, you can't hire an attorney. An attorney is the key to success of hanging on to your children or getting your children back. Not only do these social workers barge into your home unannounced, and they're strangers, you've allowed them in the house, you're talking to them, they're going to demand your children next because they think they're in danger. They may not be in danger, but they'll still take your children. And the reason that I've fathomed why they do that is not to help out the family or do family reunifications, to make money. Every time they call the county, they get a number. Once they have that number, the money starts flowing into that county CPS from the state. It's unlimited source of funds. Millions of dollars, I mean, billions of dollars goes to the state, and from the state to the county, millions do. It's $1 trillion business that the federal government is making. I mean, every county CPS system seems to be corrupt. In fact, statistics I've found 50%, that's what everybody has in common. 800 people tell me that's what they have in common. Oh. Anyway, I'm glad that you found this room, and I'm glad you're here because I do have regular people. Now, I have somebody new here named John Log. Glad to meet you. Oh no, why do I need this kind of thing here? This is about child protection, fighting to get your children back. And now I got to deal with somebody that wants to go off. Um, I have a banner up that tells you exactly how to be recognized. If you want to talk about CPS, you have a question or a comment, I'm glad to hear you. But if you want to be here politically talking about this or that, this is not the forum for it. We need to show respect. And I'm your host, and I've been doing this now for 25 months. That's over 2 years. And I do this twice a day. Now, I have a banner up that tells you exactly how you put messages in. So if you follow the banner, I'll recognize you. I'll recognize you. Um, yeah, it is bad, John. There's no question about that. What part of the world are you from, John? And also, what is your CPS case? Can you tell me about that? I know you're really hurt, John, and you're saying anger what you feel about them. I'm hurt too. I've been fighting them for 15 years. And if you want legal advice, I have an attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. And at the top of my screen, there's a picture of him. And he can be reached at 888-888-6582. That's his number. And you'll talk to reception. Make sure you tell reception that me, Bob Pace, sent you. Also, when you talk to Mr. Davis, tell him that Bob Pace sent you. It's very, very, very important that you get this legal advice. Now, who is Mr. Davis? Well, Mr. Davis is a lawyer who's trained and schooled and licensed in juvenile law family law, and dependency law. He's been fighting CPS for 39 years. That's a long time. In fact, I think he's now at the 40-year mark. I think he's now been doing it for 40 years. I need to update that part. That's a long time. 40 years is a long time. Now, I've been only fighting CPS for 15 years. And it was a horrible, horrible experience that I came up with. It's something I never want you guys to go through. And I developed 5 rules that will help you. There are 5 rules I've developed. And they're based on my experience. Now, Vincent Davis, who can give you legal advice, has a banner running across the bottom of the screen. Now, for $10, you can text him. You can text him for $10, and he will help you with answers from your text questions. And for $15, for $5 more, you actually call you and talk to you. You actually talk to you and call you for $15. And if you want to be a guest on his live stream for 30 minutes, it's $25. Those are all nominal fees. It's still a lot of money. I know it is. I know how important a buck is. But he'll talk to you. All you need to do is send it to Cash Apps, Apple Pay, or Zella at 310-308-7758. That banner will be across my screen all day to show. So you can get a legal advice there. Now, who am I? Well, I'm a loving husband and a father. I've been married for 43 years. And I have a lot of life experiences. I mean, I've been working for 61 years of my life. So I have a lot to offer you and share with you. I also have a very intelligent mind and I can really problem solve no matter what the area is. So, with your questions and your concerns, I can talk to you. If you want to know about the ICWA, which stands for the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978, I can tell you it deals with the first immigrants to our country, the Native American Indians, and their children. And I mean, they started in the 1870s to be put on reservations. And so it wasn't until 78, over 100 years, that they started to say the Indian children and the family could be handled by the tribe themselves. They're better equipped at doing so. And being on reservations, this is federal land, which is their land. Anyway, if their family has trouble with neglect or abuse, they pass that act and they thought, or they know that with simple parenting classes and all the other things they need to do, they could save their child. They can save their child. And that's one thing. There are a lot of other things I could talk about. Like, how do you file a motion 388? What is a 160 hearing? What is a 180 hearing? How do you follow? What is a team meeting? There's so much things that I could do there. And hello, Christina Reynoso. Christina Reynoso hasn't been on in a while. I'm glad to see her. She's from Las Vegas, Nevada, and she's a very helpful woman, and she's helped me with a lot of matters and helped people with a lot of matters. She gives hope. And it's so good to see you, Christina Renoza. She's been on my show a long time. I have regulars that come in here all the time. And again, John was the first person to text a message in, but he's missing about where he's from. And I think he's really angry what CPS has done to him and his family. And if you share me your story, I'll help you, John. I'll help you, John. Just give me the location and share your story or ask a question. Now, besides how to text a message, you can also be a guest on my live stream. I'm going to put a banner up there about being a guest. There are 14 live streams that you can be a guest on. Every night at 7 p.m., I have a show, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. And my morning show is on at 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. on the weekends. The times I'm giving to you are Pacific Standard Time. It's the West Coast of California. I'm talking to you from Surf City, USA, south of Los Angeles. I'm 3 blocks from the beach. So I have a beautiful place to unwind from stress or do a timeout. We all should do timeouts when things are anger and problems there. Timeouts are really great. They have timeouts in football games. I'm only mentioning football because I love football. I played football through high school, through college, and then through my 2 sons. Well, through my son, my youngest child, who I was very blessed with having at a later age in my life. He's only 20 years old. I was 55 when I had him. Most people have children when they're in 20s or 30s or even their 40s, but I had one at 55. And I had another child at 52. And at age 50, I had another child. So I have 6 children, by the way. And 3 of them I'm very had in my 50s. I was fortunate to be married to a wife 15 years younger. 15 years younger. Oh, boy, oh boy. but I'm here to help you fight CPS to get your child back or to hang on to your child. It is possible. I have helped out numerous of people on here to get their children back. I've helped them find attorneys and I've helped problem solve, whether it's medical trafficking or the same MO they seem to do is they take the child into custody. Um, I'm still waiting to hear where John's from, but I had a person contacted me there. Um, to be a guest is self-explanatory. You could also call me. You can also call me um, at this number. The number is 626-698-0990. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. And uh, we can talk about anything you have, any questions you have. I will help you. I'll help problem solve you. Now, now we have a well, we had several people come in here. I somehow they weren't there before. We have Gloria Youngblood. You need to speak with Mr. Davis. How can I get in contact to him as soon as possible? Well, he's available to talk to at 888-888-6582. You can make an appointment with reception. Make sure you tell them, Gloria, that you want to speak to him. Now, he'll do a private text reply for $10. He also will do a call for $15. And if you want to be on his show for 30 minutes, he will charge um, $25. All you do is you send it via Cash Apps, Apple Pay, or Zella to 310-308-7758. That's the banner that's scrolling across the bottom of my page. And he can be available. Now, Gloria, I don't know where you're from. Well, I know you say it's not true, Gloria, but you should have an attorney present. When you open your mouth and talk to CPS, everything you say will be used against you, and you'll dig yourself further and further hole. Of over the 2,800 people I've talked to, by keeping the door shut and getting a hold of some legal help, you will hang on to your child. They can't enter your home. There's only three ways they get in. One, you open the door and give permission to come in. Two, there is disturbance enough that they feel it's warranted to come into your home, they'll break into your home. If they hear screaming and yelling going on, they'll break into the home. And 3, they gotta have a warrant. They gotta have a warrant. They won't come and knock the door down unless they hear someone inside. And you need to get a hold of an attorney right away. You need to get a hold of an attorney right away, Gloria. Now, I don't know what part of the world you're in. Yeah, they do have to have probable cause. That's right, Gloria. Well, 80%, I don't know where you get your statistics. 50% of CPS cases that professional report are false. And over 90%, not 80%, they're claimed by lay people are at fault. Or is it 75? It's 75%. So I don't know what kind of cases that were reported to you. Yes, CPS is a joke. They're all crooked, not all. 50% are crooked. Yeah, they do have an attorney. Anyway, Gloria, you had spoken really quick. You hammered off there, but you failed to tell me where you're from. And then John Log came in and said something similar to that. Now, people are coming in and out of my room here, and I'm answering the question from Gloria and from John Long, Gloria Youngblood. And I have no idea where you guys are from, but I'm here to help you. Um, Thank you, Brandon James Kilpatrick, for coming into the room and giving the emoji. But I'm here to help you. All you have to do is either call in, be a guest on my live stream, or text a message to me, and I will try to answer best I can about your case as best as I can. Hmm. Okay. Um, Seems to be awful quiet here at my live stream. Doesn't seem to be too much talking. Um, anyway, um, I'm going to pause for a second here, my mic. Welcome. We have someone that came in the room. Some while it's been quiet. We've had Gloria Youngblood and John Log talk to me. Oh, they left. They came in and left. Oh boy. Well, okay. Whew. Um, Again, I reach out to Gloria Youngblood. I don't know where you're from, but I'd love to help you. And John Log, I also like to help you also. They had called in or texted in early part of the show, but I've not heard a response from them. Um, I know I'm transmitting okay. And I guess for me, the time I can review my 5 rules because this is recorded and hopefully someone will benefit. Rule 1 is you need to get an attorney that is schooled and trained and educated in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. You can't use a court appointed attorney. You can, but they're not going to work for you. They work for CPS and they're not trained in those areas. And they usually have 30 to 100 clients, so they can't deal with the clients. Rule 3 is that you got to be careful opening your door to strangers. Social workers and the police are strangers. And you got to be really careful with that. So I'm telling you is that you need to have an attorney present. So if somebody does come knocking at your door, you don't know who they are, don't open the door. Be very quiet. And if you have a camera system, maybe you can see who's at the door. If you have a camera system, maybe you can see who's at the door. Um, Furthermore, if you let them into your house, it's going to open up a whole can of worms because your house may not be ready to be seen by them. Or if you have a glitch, like maybe your refrigerator broke down and you have all the food from the refrigerator in the sink because you're trying to decide what decision to make, they're going to say your house, you're neglecting your family because you have rotten food in the sink. So that's why you don't let them in the door because they will inspect the home. They will inspect the home. And also, they're going to ask you for your child, even though your child's not in danger. So you want to say no to them. See, they have to have a court order, a warrant to do anything in your home. Or to see the warrant, they got to be able to talk to you. If you keep quiet and don't open the door, they can't. They may leave the warrant at your doorstep or leave a card, something you have to follow up, but you need to get an attorney right away. Do not, if you happen to let them in or a family member let them in, then don't talk to them. It's yes, no answers. An easy way to get out of the situation is say, I need to have my attorney present. Could you please leave until I get my attorney? We'll reschedule this another time. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Um, there's also something you have to call medical trafficking. You got to be careful about. Medical trafficking is when uh, they try to take your child because you brought him into urgent care, um, or you brought him into the emergency room and they overheard you talk to the doctor or something like that. They will try to take your child into custody if they hear something. Um, I've had several cases of being parents being charged medical neglect because they're not doing what the doctor tells them to do it because they want to get a second opinion. They want to get a second opinion. Anyway, um, it is hard. It is really, really hard. Uh, Also, the other medical one is that when you're starting to have a birth of a child, they try to take the child away from you because they tested positive or something. Don't let them do that. When you set up your room for your birthing, you want to make sure they're not on the list to come into your room. Only the doctor, the nurse, and the people you invite should be in that room. They have to wait in the lobby. Anyway, um, that's rule three. Rule four is how to search on the internet. Use Chat GPT or your Google browser, Google Chrome browser as a search engine. But it's very important you phrase your words correctly. Always start off with the city, the state, and then the child protection um, system spelled out. Then after that, you could ask specific questions, and then that's how you would do the search. The internet has a lot of answers. You can spend a lot of time there. And rule 5 is just make copies of important documents. Important documents like birth certificates, marriage certificates, your kids' school reports, their grade reports, their shot card, their medical, all the stuff you make copies of. You don't need to show originals to the social worker. And I forgot about rule number 2, which is documentation. You got to get a notebook, 3-ring binder, 6 inches thick. Put all the court documents in there. Get yourself tabs to organize your documents so you can find something readily. Also, you got to think about several other documents you can start, like a timeline incident log. You need to do that one. That's a real critical one. And then also, you have to get a journal started addressed to your kids so it keeps the day-to-day story of what's going on. Well, with that being said, I'm going to take my number down and put up Doge. Doge is the Department of Government Efficiency. It's the level that you want to investigate, the federal level. It has a website, check it out. It has 2 working phone numbers. They're the White House area code 202, and it has a place to send your email. If you're not successful at the county level or the state level, then you appeal to the government level. They are investigating there. So I'm going to play a short video after I leave. I would like all of you to please have a beautiful day and come and talk to me at 7 p.m. tonight. That's Pacific Standard Time. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce him. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your faith in